What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we're taking a look at another horror movie review. And today we're taking a look at a Netflix horror movie, yet again, called Malevolent. I'm not too sure how to pronounce this one, I'm going to be honest, because it has a capital M and then a capital V, so it kind of seems like two words, but there's no space, and it's all kind of shoved together. So I'm not too sure how to sort of go about this one, and how really to explain this one. If I'm wrong, you'll all correct me in the comments. You lot are pretty smarter than me most of the time, so you know what, just correct me down in the comments below. But I will be saying malevolent for the rest of the video, so again, I'm going to warn you now, and I do apologize if that is wrong. But without any further delay, let's head over to what Google has to say about this movie. This is a movie starring Florence Pugh, who is a pretty decent actress, who plays Yelena in the MCU, and recently had a movie with Andrew Garfield, which we took a look at a couple of weeks ago. But it is a 2018 movie, which is a horror suspense, which is 1 hour and 29 minutes, which feels like a lot longer. It has a 4.9 out of 10 on IMDb and a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. You can watch it on Netflix, and siblings Angela and Jackson are fake paranormal experts hired by clients who think their houses are haunted. One case they take up changes the course of their lives. So, these two, and the help of one of their mates and their wife, are paranormal investigators, and they're scamming people because it's easy fucking money. They're in a little bit of bother with gangsters, mafia, people who they owe money to, and this is a quick way to get some cash. After one interaction with a real ghost, she unlocks her actual powers, which her mum had, where she can actually see ghosts, and then her nose will bleed when she sees them. She sees quite a few ghosts. She sees her mother, her dead mother, who gouged her own eyes out by committing suicide, and she then also sees a load of children and a load of other people. She then doesn't want to do this gig anymore, but her brother and his wife are in desperate need of cash, desperate need of money, so they can get themselves out of financial ruin, out of financial bother. So she reluctantly agrees to take on this job, and the job goes south because their camera guy falls through the fucking floor and finds a basement where a load of kids were murdered, and she was following the kids that she can see and no one else can. Then the kids are trying to lead them around the house and help them find stuff. Then they managed to escape and run away because the owner of the house sewed the wife's mouth closed and tried to kill her. They then crash the car because the brother can now see ghosts too. A dude with a shovel kills the wife and then also kills the husband, and then kidnaps the husband. And then the sister goes to find the brother, and then her friend is also there and frees her, and then gets himself injured, and then they both wake up in hospital, and they see the ghost of the brother and the sister, and that's how the movie ends. Honestly, it's a pretty shitty movie. It's honestly shambles, I'm going to be honest. I explained it the best I could, and I did have a little bit of a moment where I doubted myself, and I did have to pause just to make sure that I got it all right, because this movie is honestly fucking shambles. The shit is all over the place. It is very hard to make sense of, and very hard to follow, and I am not a huge fan of it, I'm going to be honest, because it sets up this threat of the brother and the wife of this random mafia group chasing them. I'm going to call them the mafia, but I don't actually think they are. It sets this up quite strangely because it never gets paid off. They are only doing it for the money, but we have the reason, but we never see a payoff for that reason. We never see anything more. We just get told about this reason. We get told, "Oh, I'm in bother. I need money." But we never see anything come of that. We never see the mafia come and knock on the door. We never see them talk to the mafia or these gangsters or whoever they owe this money to. We never see any sort of communication between them. So it's just sort of told to us in exposition, and we just have to take it at face value and believe them. I do believe them. I don't think they'll lie about something like that. They do seem to need this money for some reason, but it does feel quite cheap on the movie's half, just to sort of throw this and make it a plot point, but then never really play on it, because they're okay with leaving without being paid when it all turns into an actual sort of paranormal investigation. And you know what, I would be okay with leaving too, because that shit is freaky and weird, and I wouldn't want to get involved with it either. The children are freaky as shit, having their mouth sewn up, and it looks weird as fuck, not gonna lie. And it turns out the girl who hired them to clear these children out fucking murdered them anyway, and now are murdering them. Again, is very fucking weird. Don't fucking murder children and then expect someone to fucking be able to exercise their spirits. Why did you murder these children? Because you preferred the boy, and you're a psychopath. It is fucking strange. Why did she murder them? It's not really very well explained. She just preferred the guy, and the girls were ruining the guy, so she killed the girls. Right, that seems very logical, very psychopath behavior. The dude is kind of like a Frankenstein, gonna be honest. He's just kind of there, and he's used for muscle, and he does get stabbed in the neck at one point, and he does die, which does lead to the woman going psycho mode, which is fucking weird. It is just a weird movie, and it doesn't feel like it makes sense. Like, I just don't get the whole premise of the movie. Like, the characters are like the most real characters in a horror movie. They're like, I don't believe you, so we're gonna stay for the money. Then when he realizes shit's actually weird, they actually want to leave, and they actually do want to get out of there. They are the most fucking reasonable, responsible horror movie protagonists fucking ever. As soon as shit starts going south, they want to leave as soon as possible. They don't want to investigate. They want to do shit. They want to get out of there and fucking go home. They don't want to stay where the ghosts are. They don't want to stay where the ghouls are. That is great fucking advice. That is brilliant fucking behavior. That is what you should do if you encounter ghosts. You shouldn't invite them for tea. You shouldn't fucking stay. You fucking book it and run the other direction. And these guys did that, and that is beautiful. That is brilliant. I am very proud of them for doing that. Like, hats off to you. Like, these are the most responsible fucking horror movie characters, and it's brilliant. Set design is boring. Premise of the movie is weird because they all shitted on the mother for being able to see ghosts. No one believed her. And then when they find out, it's like, oh shit, we can see it too. Mother wasn't lying. Okay. There's no sort of payoff to that. It's just sort of... It just sort of falls flat. It falls on its head. There's no payoff to a lot of the things that they set up. They set up quite a few things, and it just sort of gets dropped off and forgotten about. Like, we don't get an answer. I don't think they exorcise the girls. The lady doesn't die, she gets put in jail. And the dude, like the son, I do believe dies. But I'm not too sure on that one, I'm gonna be honest. This movie isn't a movie that kept my attention, I'm gonna be honest. I did keep picking up my phone, checking the time, because this movie dragged on. It dragged on. I was like Florence Pugh. She's been in so many good movies. Let's put this on, see how this one goes. Nope. I was shocked, but I also wasn't shocked at the same time, I'm gonna be honest. There was some shocking moments, but I kind of expected it. But I didn't expect it at the same time. So what I mean is, like, when they kidnapped the girl, I was like, okay, fair, they've kidnapped her, they killed her. I didn't expect her to have sewn their mouth up. That was weird. That bit shocked me. The fact that her mouth was sewn shocked me. I didn't expect that bit, but I expected her to be kidnapped, and I expected it to be the house owner. It sort of fell very basic, very sort of repetitive, very sort of common, and something, you know, that... It didn't feel very exciting, very new. It didn't feel fresh. It kind of felt stale and repetitive, and it didn't feel very scary. I feel like it was quite basic, and there wasn't any jump scares in it. There wasn't any sort of big horror moments to make you jump out of your seat or jump out of your skin. It was just disgusting and visually gross, with like the woman's eyes being gouged out and the mouth being sewn up. We had a couple of scars and people sewing up each other's mouths. It sort of gave off more gore, like Saw or like Terrifier, instead of actual horror or mystery. And it's just not a movie that I'd recommend you watch. It's very mid. It's not terrible. It's watchable, but I wouldn't put it on again. I wouldn't watch it again. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. There is better movies out there, and this one just didn't catch my attention as much as some of the other horror movies that I've watched have. And I do kind of agree with Rotten Tomatoes. This movie did kind of feel like all over the place, and it didn't have a full, solid sort of story or platform to stand on. It did feel like it fell through, and they had a solid premise, and they just built the movie around the premise, where they wanted the main character to be able to actually see ghosts, and the movie doesn't really make sense because they're trying to build around her being able to see these ghosts and no one believing her. And other movies have that trope and they do it well, very similar to a movie that I watched a couple of days ago with being It Follows. That was a really good one which I quite liked, and it had the same premise of her being the only one that can see things but no one believing her, and they use that really well, whereas this one doesn't. So, solid 4 out of 10 from me. If you do enjoy film reviews, please do subscribe to the channel and come back tomorrow because I will have another one waiting for you. And if you want to see more, I have plenty of other film reviews, anime reviews, and TV reviews on the channel for you to go and watch and enjoy. I do a film review every day, so there is plenty to go through, see what I've been watching, and if you want me to review anything, like one of your favorite movies, one of your favorite horror movies, leave it down in the comments below and I'll get on it as quickly as possible. But other than that, I'll see you all next one. Hope you all have an excellent day, and goodbye. Stay home and stay safe. Hit that big red subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you all in the next one.